Hey everyone, in today's vlog we are going to talk about the High Priestess. So this here is the original drawing of the High Priestess from the Egyptians, and I love just going back and finding where things started, and to me this is kind of where tarot started. So I usually do reads off of this. So here, the High Priestess. Now remember, when you look at your cards, it is really important to make your own interpretations. All tarot is meant to be, it reflects you, it's a mirror. So when you pull cards from your tarot deck or you're pulling for somebody else, it's a reflection of what is happening inside of them now, and it's only here to give them guidance for the now. These do not predict the future. They just don't. You and your actions predict your future. Your thoughts in your mind, the constant thoughts that you see, the images you create in your mind, those predict the future, not these. These are archetypes. Archetypes, characteristics that you have, and whatever you pull is the characteristic that's really strong at the moment. And what that does is it gives you guidance of how to interpret truthfully that characteristic. Is it serving me? Is it not serving me? What can I do next with consciousness? That is the point of tarot. Now, last week we talked about, no, a couple days ago, we talked about the Magician, which I'm gonna change. I'm gonna probably make another video about the Magician, because as I go along, I learn more. So then I will create more videos. Okay. So here is the Magician, and the Magician is mainly like the consciousness that we have going on here now. This is what the Magician is. So the consciousness is here, and as you can see, he's got a box, and that box is our earth. Our earth is made out of 4 elements, and this is my interpretation. Okay, the earth is made out of 4 elements. Now, if you, in this box though, the four elements also are designed to make lessons. As human beings, we're here to find our self, our spirit self again, and connect back with God. That's our only experience. And the only way you can do that is through creativity. If you continue to do it through chasing or through competition, like we're taught, this box keeps us caged. This you can think of as the Matrix. The Matrix teaches you that competition, you need to be competitive. Competitiveness is good for the government. Competitiveness is good for rich people. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's good for rich people who like power and control over other people. That is what created the Matrix. So essentially our mind in greed, in hunger, in profit, in competition creates this matrix, and we're stuck in it. But creativity can get you out. I don't know why I went on that rant. I wasn't supposed to talk about the Magician. Let's move forward. The High Priestess. She is also the mind complex, okay? She's the mind complex, and she is the potentiator for the Magician. I talked about that a little bit before. So now let's get into it even further. She represents the unconscious mind. She represents the abyss in the tree of life. And the abyss is the part of the tree of life, which is where about here, which when you're coming down through realms, your soul is visualized, it comes through a tube of other energies. When your soul or your spirit, sorry, is coming through this tube, it has to go through the abyss. So if you can visualize this big tube, all us souls are just a light. That's it. You're a little round light like a star, okay? As you go through this abyss, you forget everything that happened to you in the past. It's like a little veil. You go through it, and all of a sudden your energy as this globe, this ball, it shifts. It gets denser. It gets heavier. We're third density. We come from, I don't know, I don't know, let's just say 8th, I'm not sure, 12th, I have no idea. But we come from a way lighter place that isn't heavy in density. So what happens is when you pass this area, you forget all past lives. And then you're all of a sudden here in your mom's womb, right? So she is that abyss. She is that part, that archetype that holds that forgetting. That forgetting is also represented in this card here, creates the lessons in the matrix. Because now once the sperm fertilizes the egg and we start our development, right when we begin to feel in the mother's womb. So if your mom went through an abusive relationship, while you were in the womb, you felt her feelings, you felt her sense of loss, you felt her sense of fear. They start right away. So you begin to get programmed while you're in that womb. This is her. See this box? All your life, it is her that is sitting and hiding the matrix from you, because that's her job. So she is the one, she's the unconscious mind sitting on the matrix that is hiding exactly what triggers you when you're 30, when you're 20. Why is it that you can't be in large crowds? Why do large crowds make you so nervous that you can't go to a concert? What the fuck happened in your life that you can't go do that? It's her. Because how many of us actually remember the feelings that were created while we were in the womb from the age, let's say 3, even to 7? Who remembers? I don't remember any of it. But it's held like it is. It's transcribed like it's in the blueprint. It's in the records in your unconscious mind. And guess where those records are? She's the sacral chakra. So those records are actually held in an energy field that is right below your belly button. And guess what the significance of the sacral chakra is? It's I feel. And if you are going off triggers from your unconscious mind, which most 90% of people do, maybe even more, you're going off triggers and you're not even aware of them, but it's all that information is in the sacral chakra, like transcribed in the sacral chakra. Now, the beauty of that is when you start knowing, getting this information, and now you want to do things with more consciousness, you can start, like, it's like a pencil, right? If you transcribe something, it's only in pencil. Your unconscious mind, it's only in pencil. What can you do when you bring awareness to it? You take this eraser and you can start erasing that shit out of your chakra. Out of your solar plex chakra, you can start erasing it with your eraser. How do you do that? When you just bring awareness to what your reactions are, and you don't blame yourself. You don't go back into the low vibrational tones, but you just become aware, and it becomes an understanding like, oh shit, maybe this is coming from this situation. And you may see it in your mind's eye as a flash of you being a kid and something happening that creates intense fear inside of you. Really good hypnotherapists can get it out. That's what they're doing. They're accessing her. That's what they're doing. So it is erasable, but you have to work on it. And even if you don't access that part of your memory where it's coming from, it doesn't matter. You can start saying, this is just fear. I don't know where it's coming from. I don't care, but it's not going to take over my day. When you do that, you are also erasing. Okay, so that she holds all that information, your unconscious information. And then look at, she sits, so she's covering this box with her dress, right? And if you look at these like waves in her box, they're actually also on the bottom of her gown. Now, I'm 10 minutes in, so I'm not going to go into it too much. So these waves here from this box of the matrix, she pulls them from the magician card and from the box into her. But if you look up, as you get lighter as a person and you start deprogramming yourself and you begin to recognize that love and light is kind of the way, guess what? On top of her gown here, it's all grapes. It is all gravy. It is all abundance. When you get to these grapes on her, this is when she just starts giving. You know, sometimes when you think of somebody and they phone right away, it's because you haven't put effort into it. All you did was think about them and they phoned. That's her. That's the grapes that kind of like, she just gives in abundance. And that starts happening with wealth, with love, with anything, with your children, whatever you want. It's because you've given homage to the unconscious, and you've also said no. No is actually yin. No is this pillar over here. It's your yin pillar. When you say no to things because of the wisdom inside of you and you're respecting yourself, that's yin. You're coming into compassion with yourself, and externally you say no to the environment. Highest good, easiest path for all, though. It cannot be a egotistic no. It's a loving no for self. That's this pillar. This pillar here is yang, and it's action. It's what you do once you start understanding and decoding your unconscious. What do you do? Because it's overwhelming. It's really overwhelming. 12 minutes in. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Love you guys so much. So remember, that's why she's the potentiator to the magician. Yes, the magician is the mind complex as well. This is the first card in the deck, and it's new beginnings, it's creation, but only when you come here. This is the matrix, and she is the unconscious mind. She's the potentiator. So she continues to potentiate the matrix, or once you come to this over here, which is your own spirit, then the fruits of life, then she continues to potentiate the abundance around you and shows you more and more and more of that. Very, very short, but I'm writing on this stuff. So, and I'm also creating a deck coming soon. Love you guys. Bye.